I was really nervous about bringing this production together because I had no idea if it was going to work. I had no idea if I was going to fail.
I'm Jenica. I'm writing, producing, and acting in Parker's Anchor. We begin shooting today. Today is day one, and I'm on the road all the way from Winslow into town in Fayetteville, and we're going to begin shooting shortly. And I'm super excited. I have the most amazing people in the world on this.
My name is Claire Donald. I'm 21 years old. I was born and raised in Springdale, Arkansas, but I have been living in Los Angeles for 4 years. I've always known that I wanted to be an actress ever since I was a little girl. And I saw Welch's Grape Juice commercials, and there was kids on the TV, and I looked at my mom and was like, I want to do that. I want an agent. I don't even know how I knew what an agent was back then, but I knew I wanted it.
I am Amy Argyle. I am an actress here in LA. And I played Corinne in the movie.
So my name's Brace Harris. I was in the Gordon family tree as Matthew Gordon, Fremont's older brother, San Francisco Giants baseball player.
My name is Vanessa Rose Parker, and I am a producer and an actress. I worked on Gordon Family Tree, and I also worked on Man in the Trunk.
My name is Richard Karn, and I played actually Jenica's dad in the movie, who was a builder in Arkansas.
I'm Corbin Burnson, and I was an actor on Gordon Family Tree, and I was a guy interested in going to Arkansas.
I've acted in all the movies that we have shot in Arkansas and produced on and co-wrote on several of these films, but I love working there. I love acting. My husband Ryan and I are both primarily actors, and we produce and we write in order to act more.
I was the lead in Gordon Family Tree. I played Fremont Gordon, and one of the co-stars, smaller parts, of Parker's Anchor, and I was one of the leads in Man in the Trunk as well. I was born and raised in Arkansas, grew up there, and I love it. It's beautiful, and I love spending time there. I'm living in Los Angeles because Los Angeles is the heart of the industry, of the entertainment industry, and so I'm here to pursue acting, and I met Jenica, and we decided to start making projects together. There was this great community of artists and people who embrace the arts of film and music and all sorts of media, and we realized that this is where we should come to make our movie. And I mean, it speaks a lot to the talent and the community and the beauty there that we shot there for Gordon Family Tree. And then Brotherhood Pictures, who is based in California, in Southern California, loved it so much that they had a film, The Man in the Trunk, that was written to take place in the middle of the desert. And they changed the script and changed the story to take place in the woods solely so that they could go to Arkansas and shoot their movie there. And I think that says a lot about their experience there, as well as the benefits of shooting there. And then we brought Parker's Anchor there as well, and want to continue to bring projects there.
I did a self-tape audition, which is something that I have to do a lot now in Los Angeles, especially because things are being filmed all over the country and all over the world. And so I did self-tape for this character, Liz, who's one of Crystal's friends in the book club. And I did it a couple different ways and tried to make it fun. And yeah, it was a great time.
I've sent in a video audition from Los Angeles to Fayetteville for the filming, and then that's how I kind of got involved in the project.
My brother and I moved out here basically around the same time, and he wanted to be an agent, and I was an actor, and he found out there was a film being made by some Arkansans. I had the awesome opportunity to come in, and then everybody at the audition was from Arkansas, and I was like, oh my God, I just thought you were filming in Arkansas. I didn't know necessarily that you were Arkansans yourselves, and so that was really exciting. And then we got to reminisce. I think I stayed in the audition for like 15, 20 minutes, which was kind of cool because when I walked out, I was like looking at the other actors, like, eat your heart out, you know?
Mark, the director, approached me to do the role. I read the script. I loved it. And they were like, by the way, we're shooting in Arkansas. And I was like, cool. I'd been there once before. And it was an amazing experience. As an actress, one of the things that I wasn't prepared for was honestly the weather. It was so cold. And I know that people in Arkansas think it's not cold, but I'm from LA and it was so cold. And it snowed. Like I remember one morning we woke up and it was just like glistening snow and everything. And I was like, they're great. We just lost all continuity from one scene to the next.
Jenica and Ryan called my agents and, looking to see if this was something I'd want to do. This project was really interesting. I loved the writing of it. I thought the characters were real and compelling. And it had a nice message, which, ultimately we kind of want to leave that for the next generation.
People reached out to me, the producers, and gave me the script, and it's always, it's always about the script to me. It's about the script, then it's about the other things surrounding it. And again, like I say, shooting in Arkansas was always interesting.
Our wonderful casting director, Liz Barnes, emailed me and was like, hey, are you available to help with a table read for a film that I'm casting, I'm a part of? Or actually, she didn't say casting. She actually said she was helping produce. And she sent me the script and I read it and I was like, oh, yes. Did the table read, had a lot of fun. And then like 2 days later, maybe, I got an email from her and Jenica saying, hey, we'd like to offer you the role. And I was like, oh, yay.
This is day 3.
Hello.
And we are not driving and videoing.
No, not at all.
We're going to Native next year. We're going to go get some juice, and then we're going to go to Ozark Natural Foods and go get some, probably chocolate.
Possibly, yes.
And then
we're so California.
Where's your nicest store so I can get chocolate?
My impression of Arkansas when Ryan and I were dating and I was first going to meet his family was a blank slate. I hadn't seen any of the movies that paint it in a poor light, and I didn't really know where Arkansas was on a map.
Like growing up in the South, people are like, oh God, you had to grow up in the South. It's like, no, growing up in the South and in Arkansas in general, I just learned a lot of great values, not only because I had amazing parents, but just that part of the country in general is, I think, as far as being kind and family is very important, and that's kind of the way it felt in the room. It felt like family already, and I didn't even know you guys.
I've worked in a lot of different states. I've worked in Michigan, I've worked in Washington, I've worked in Florida, I've worked a lot of different places. Arkansas had not been one of those places yet. Being ready for anything was really kind of fun. I didn't have expectations, so I wasn't disappointed in any way.
One of the things I remember about my experience there, and this is odd because every actor has a different reason for, becoming an actor or getting involved in this business. I personally like the idea of travel. I was blown away by the beauty of the area. And, when's my, I don't know, another opportunity that's going to come that's I'm going to go, Arkansas is my vacation. I certainly would like to shoot there now knowing it, but there was something about America. I'm a huge fan of America, and I felt there was a true reflection of that in the people that were there, in the buildings I saw, the heritage.
With a group of people that were all there for a common, goal and everything. So you weren't out there just all by yourself. You weren't just showing up and going, well, what do I do now? But I enjoy it. I love to, talk to the people in those places.
You never know when you're going to go somewhere when you don't know the people. You sort of you you place all your faith in the script, and if the script is good, then you imagine that the folks you're going to work with and the place you're going to work with and the crews and all the other stuff is going to go with it. And I've been pretty lucky in my career that when I do pick a project, and I'm asked to do a lot of stuff that's, for really little or no money, and I've done both. I've said yes, I've said no, and to very, very little projects that have no money at all. But I like the script, I like the people. My expectations going to Arkansas were that I'm going to meet interesting people.
It's a big college town, SEC country, so a lot of football and a lot of flags of the local university. So I appreciated that, but also just genuinely nice people who want to help you out.
I think like most people who are not from the Midwest or South, I definitely have a preconceived notion of Arkansas and that general part of America being a little bit behind the times, so to speak. And I am not necessarily the type of person that I feel like Arkansas would welcome with open arms. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely had a hesitation going there the first time. I was not looking forward to possible interactions I might have with the locals. Winslow is like adorable, and the only thing I know about it is his parents' beautiful home. But Fayetteville, I mean, I guess it's a university town, so I was really surprised to see kind of how progressive and nice it was. Everybody was really nice. Nobody seemed to have any kind of weird reactions to like my disposition.
Hey, now, are you in LA right now, or no? You're in OC?
California area.
California area? Okay, we won't tell a soul that you're there because we are in where it's happening, which is Arkansas.
Yeah, you're missing out. Sorry.
And we had snow this morning, and we're still going strong.
I moved to Los Angeles in 2005. I've been here for 11 years now. But it's so funny to me that the majority of the feature films that I've worked on have all been shot back home in Arkansas. And it's just so funny that I come out here to make movies, but then it's Arkansas where I end up shooting them. Which it's just very rewarding, and it's I don't know, it's just always nice to go back home, I hope to always be able to go back home and make more movies in Arkansas.
But yeah, going into production, I was excited. Well, just because the script was fun. I got to play, this Major League Baseball player, and then just getting the opportunity to work. It's so tough out here, as everybody in this business knows. Just to have the opportunity to work and know that it came from my home was very exciting for me.
Hello, Miss Amy Argyle.
Hello.
You are just about wrapped for the shoot of Parker's Anchor. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm probably going to start crying after we're finished, but it's an amazing story, and I'm so privileged. I feel so privileged to be a part of it.
We are very lucky to have Miss Amy. She is amazing and incredibly vulnerable, wonderful crier, very generous scene partner. So please give her lots of love, and thank you very much for coming.
It's Bay.
There was just this excitement, this undercurrent of, we're making something special. We're telling a really touching story, and everybody was really excited to be there.
When we did Gordon Family Tree, it was like all of the neighbors came out to watch what we were doing, which, is cool and also a little unnerving at the same time. You're used to just getting in and out and having nobody necessarily pretend to notice or care what you're doing. But we had full crowds of people watching us. We were in this beautiful house that had this huge backyard, this gorgeous deck, and this amazing tree house in the back. And I think the whole neighborhood was there. We might have disillusioned people to Hollywood a little bit because they might have realized it is just a lot of repetition.
I got to spend time with Richard Karn, who flew out to be in Gordon Family Tree, and he was the sweetest guy, and he played my dad, and I felt like he was a father figure, and I'm pretty sure he sees me as his daughter. I'm pretty sure he still thinks of me as his daughter.
It was nice to see how at home Richard Karn could feel so quickly, in the sense that he ad-libbed a line, "Woo Pig Suey," just it's just we didn't write it. It's something that he felt at home. He's in Arkansas. That's what you do. You embrace it. I got to work with Corbin Burnson, who people know from many things like the Major League movies and the TV show Psych and Law and Order, and shot with him for one day. Just a complete professional. Flew in, came straight from the airport to set. We shot his stuff, and he was happy taking pictures with people on set. He did a little video for Seedling Film Association so that they could use that. It was very nice to have a professional actor there to work with, and it was also nice to see how even if he's a professional actor, it's not different working with him than working with the local actors, because actors who are living in Arkansas can still be professional actors. They don't have the experience on the big budget films or big budget TV shows, but they were still professionals. And it was nice to be able to experience all levels of professionalism in one production at the same time.
Today was day 11 on Parker's Anchor, and we had Peter Weidman here with us today.
That's me.
Yay!
Hi.
What did you do?
I ran this really cool set, which is probably one of the coolest sets I've ever worked on. It's a giant arcade with dozens of the most incredible games you could ever imagine. It's sort of my dream role. So I had a really good time in here today. It was a great day.
Yeah. And he flew all the way to Arkansas to work on this film.
Just for a day.
Yeah, he's flying back tomorrow, and we'll miss him very, very much. But we're lucky to have him. We had some good scenes and a lot of fun. And we played some games, and we played some Street Fighter.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We kicked some butt. We
Yeah.
kicked some butt.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. Thanks for having me. Well worth the trip.
It was worth getting out of my sick bed to come to Arkansas. I thought it was called Arkansas. So, truly, so just love and blessings, and I just pray an abundance of everything that you touch that is good will come to you this year. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, I heard about Parker's Anchor through my agent. They sent me an email, and I read the script, and I liked it. And I don't really do much in it, but I really just kind of liked it. And the idea of working with Penny, who I have never worked with, I thought would be fun with the whole everybody. And I've been doing indie films for 30 years, so it's something I'm always gonna continue to do, you know. So if schedule works out and something is interesting, I'd like to try to make it work. So these obviously are much faster because you don't have much time and money to spend on a whole bunch of coverage, a lot of which you don't really need to do. And it's usually a much more intimate story, you know, about more interesting subjects and not just trying to sell something. Although we all know, obviously, you make a product, you would love it to make some money and stuff. But it's it's not that all feature films are that's the end all. But you know when you're doing a feature film that so many hands have gone into it about how the idea of trying to make it successful that have nothing to do with the story and the characters and all of that. Whereas in the indie world, a lot of that excess stuff is often not even ever dealt with. You know? I mean, you're still trying to make it. You still want it to be successful, but you're really dealing more so with the characters and the story, and I like that focus.
Only do it if you really, really are passionate about it, because if you think it's like, oh, I just want to be on TV, it's not that easy. It's a long road. But if you are truly passionate about it, then do it and don't give up, because I bartended for several years while I was in LA trying to make it, and finally one day I didn't have to anymore. But there were times when I thought it would never happen, and then it did.
Sarah Kalana, who's an amazing comedian, she was a part of our book club group, and everyone was so excited to meet her, which was really, really adorable and awesome. And then we had Brandon Keener for a few days, and he was amazing. And you know, so wonderful to allow these people to, film a movie in a place that is their small town home, which is just wonderful.
My favorite parts were like at night hanging out, talking about what we just did and then what we're going to do the next day, and eating good food from all the sponsors that donated food, which was amazing.
Around the bonfire for both of our wrap parties, we've done a big bonfire out in the middle of the woods on Ryan's parents' land. And people just laugh and talk and bond, and it's magical.
The premiere was awesome. I've never been able to do anything like that. I've never had those opportunities, and had I not come from where we all came from, I don't know, I would have missed that. And just to bring that back home and to my parents and to all my relatives and all of our friends who always like, you can do it, Brace, you can make it in LA. And to have something to bring back to them was really wonderful at the same time. So everything that you guys did means a whole lot to me. Whether I express that or not, just know that I will never forget that experience. It's just super, super special.
Seeing Gordon Family Tree at the premiere was it was a special moment. It's very prideful, I guess. It was amazing. Seeing all the hard work that we put into that movie for months and months, and to see it come to fruition up on the big screen. It looked amazing. Had a great crowd. It was one of my better moments in the film industry, I guess. It was a really good night.
There's no better experience. We've been lucky enough to act with people who we brought from Los Angeles to Arkansas, along with people who were originally from Arkansas, who are actors in Los Angeles that we bring back to Arkansas, and people who are natives and live in Arkansas and work for a living there. And we get to act in this surreal world that will be gone in a few weeks. And I'll catch up with them, and then we'll get to go do the premiere there for the community. And I want that back. I want to keep going back and making movies there. I want to keep going to a community that is my second home and making films with my family there.
That's a wrap on Jenica, it's a wrap on Parker's Anchor!